What's up, everybody? This is Chris, otherwise known as Music City Driver, finally coming back to do a late episode of Money Monday. Last week, I know I didn't do it. Should have. Just didn't really feel like it. And today, I feel kind of crappy. Yesterday, I was actually out sick for my day job because I feel like I got some kind of GI thing going on. Not feeling good. A little bit of cough, maybe. That's probably from the allergies from spring coming back. But anyway, I am back today on the 27th of February for a review of this last weekend, which I did really well. I had I only drove Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think I drove probably about 27 and a half hours, I think, total is what I probably drove, and that's actually going over what it showed on my app. I did have an Uber Quest, which I completed this weekend. It took me until almost 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning to complete it, just because it was taking me forever to get those last few rides for Uber. I don't know what the deal was with that, but anyway, I did complete it. That was the only reason I worked that long, to be honest. That was for an extra $46. It was a 37 rides for $46, I believe was the actual quest. So anyway, got some things I want to show you guys as well. I had some really good long rides. Disclaimer before I get into it, just so you know, I do drive a vehicle that qualifies me for Select, XL, and Plus rides. So Select and XL on Uber, Plus on Lyft. I didn't have that many Lyft rides at all. In fact, this was a probably 90% Uber earning weekend. So I did really well on Uber. Not as great on Lyft, but the ones I did on Lyft were decent. So my total for the week was $977.66, and that's not including cash tips. I forgot to keep track of those, honestly, but I probably got about $15 or so. So looking at close to $1,000 last week for 3 days of work. Not too shabby. It's 27 and a half hours in 3 days, which can be kind of a push. Thursday night, I didn't get home till late. I don't know what that vibrating noise is on my car. Anyway, so there's this weird, odd noise whenever I'm making sort of a right-leaning turn in the vehicle, and I feel like I'm going to have to figure out what that is. But anyway, $977.66 total. I want to show you guys something. A couple of things, actually. So here's some screenshots. This is the one I found particularly interesting. So we all know that Uber instituted the long pickup fees. So here is one of them. It says pickup premium likely. So it's a 6.2 miles. It's showing it's going to take 14 minutes. This kind of popped up out of nowhere for me, and I was kind of like, what does that mean? And I got to thinking about it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. They're telling you that more than likely you will get a long pickup fee, which ironically I did not on this one. So kind of weird. Anyway, so if you are driving X and you suddenly get one of these pickup premium likely, that means that there is a chance, at least, that you will get a long pickup fee. As I mentioned before, in the Nashville, Tennessee area, it's a 9-minute threshold, so anything exceeding 9 minutes allows you to earn that long pickup fee. So anyway, going back to, I had some really long rides, actually, strangely enough, this weekend. Last weekend I did too. Had some long rides. So this was my longest ride. It was to Las Casas, Tennessee from downtown, like Division Street, right by Losers, Winners, Kung Fu, all those places. $74.15 total for 42.88 miles. It was an Uber X, and it was surged at 2.1, so it was practically an Uber XL ride, but a little bit higher than an Uber XL ride because they take 3% less on Uber X's than they do Uber XL, for those of you who didn't know that. And you know, it was 2.1, which the rate for Uber XL here is roughly two times roughly the normal X ride. So $74.15 just from one ride. Unfortunately, while I was down there, I did not get anything back, so I had to deadhead it back, and that was at bar closing time. So that's part of the reason it took me a little longer to get my rides. If I had let that long trip go by, I probably would have gotten my Quest a little earlier, but then again, I wouldn't have made $74.15. Didn't get a tip on that one yet, not expecting to. So that was a good one. On Friday night into early Saturday morning, I had a trip all the way to Murfreesboro from up in North Nashville off of Cass Street, which is kind of a rough part of town. The guy had put in XL. He was really, really drunk. Ended up, it was just him and a bag. So it was $61.04 for a 38-mile trip. That was not surge at all. It was just plain old XL rates. So as you can see, the trip a little minute ago was like 4 miles longer, but it was like $13 higher. So that kind of gives you an illustration of what it's like for a regular XL ride versus a Surge 2.1 Surge X ride in Nashville. So that's that one. And wanted to go and just go ahead and show you my breakdowns here real quick for the week. As I mentioned, $977, not too shabby. Probably close to $997 with my tips in there. Like I said, I forgot to keep track of them. I kind of spent some and then I forgot. So anyway, I apologize for not having that for you. But oops, my little control there for the video thing is right in the way of my browser. Sorry. So on Lyft, I did 261.15, total of 21 rides. Not very impressive. 19 hours, 51 minutes, and 26 seconds online. 261.15, as I said. There were $16 in tips out of those rides, which is not too shabby, I guess, for only 21 rides. So 261.15 there. And Uber. Go to Uber. This is my ride I was just showing you before. My 42.88 mile, $74 trip. So that was one day. So here we go. $716.51 for Uber. That includes a $46 Quest, which I did earn. That's in the promotions category. I did send some pay stubs in for $15. Hate me if you want to. It's an extra $15. $28.26 in tips on the app. So as you can see, I had quite a few fuel charges saved up, unfortunately. But as you can see, I did a total of 41 trips. 27 hours and 43 minutes online. So actually I may have lied a bit earlier. Maybe close to 29 hours actually. I calculated it out earlier, and then of course I'm feeling bad and everything. I guess I forgot. So anyway, 41 trips there, 21 on Lyft. That's 60. I can't even do math. So 41 trips there, 21 rides there is 62 rides in 3 days. That's pretty good if I do say so myself. So as you can see, all 3 days I had tips, except for Thursday. I did not have tips. Only 4 trips that day. I actually had more Lyft on Thursday than I did Uber. That's where I got the majority of my 21 rides, was actually Thursday night. I thought it was going to be a good Lyft weekend for me, and then suddenly I just got hammered with Uber all weekend. So it was actually good. I'm not complaining. So that's it for Money Monday. I hope you guys enjoy these installments. I may possibly be getting a GoPro camera very shortly, and I may start making some more content, and who knows, I may start editing my videos. Who knows? We'll see what the future holds when that happens. But for the meantime, I just enjoy doing these, kind of showing people what it's like in the Nashville area. That if you grind it out, and I mean, I do grind it out, by the way. I usually don't sit around. I drive. People on my channel have said something about, not taking rides. Yeah, I don't take rides that aren't advantageous to me. When I'm driving down the interstate and I get a ping for 10 minutes behind me, I'm not taking that ride. I'm sorry. Call me lazy, whatever you want to do. I drive plenty, as you can probably see. These numbers are not fake. They're not bonuses that I'm getting referrals on or anything like that. These are actual earnings that I'm posting here on YouTube. So you can call me, because, there is, I do have my cancellation rate is a little bit high right now. It's actually, I usually try to keep it lower than this. It's at 38%, which is pretty high. But my acceptance rate is only 52%. So, call me lazy, whatever. I take the rides that are most advantageous to me at the time. Like I said, if I get a trip behind me for 10-15 minutes, long pickup fee or not, I'm not going to drive to get to the next exit, turn around, unless it's really close. I've done that before for a couple people, like 5 minutes away. 5 minutes is doable, but I'm not going to go to the next exit, go all the way around, because by the time I get off at the next exit and go back to turn around and go back that direction, they usually cancel. So I always have to call ahead and say, hey, I swear I'm coming to get you. I just got your request while I was on the interstate, and I'd already passed the exit that was closest to you, so I had to go to the next exit and exit off and get back on the interstate to get to you. And that gets old after a while. So I try not to do that. If it's on a side street, yeah, I might do that, but still not 10 or 15 minutes away. Anyway, you should do the same. You should take the rides that are advantageous to you, that make the most sense for you. I know that Uber's stuff is set on, distance and ratings and all that stuff, but I've had some really low rated drivers before, or riders before, who I've gotten pings from, and I know there's a ton of drivers in the area, so I'm honestly not too sure what algorithm they use to determine who gets what ping, but I still do really well. But I grind it out. I hardly ever stop. I stop when I need gas. I stop when I got to use the bathroom. I might stop and grab something to eat real quick. And a lot of times I'm back on the road driving while I'm eating. And I just grind it out, man. I'll go 12 hours stopping to get a drink every once in a while, some water, some, an energy drink or coffee or something like that. Just to keep myself going. But I don't eat a lot anymore. I used to eat a lot, and I gained a lot of weight doing that, unfortunately. So now I try not to eat as much as I can. Just kind of eat something higher in protein to kind of hold me up and hold me over for ways. But anyway, that's just an explanation of the way I drive. When I start that app, I am on the clock. And matter of fact, Uber timed out on me for 12 hours the other night. And I was so afraid that I was not going to make that quest, because it said you have less than 2 hours remaining. And I was like, oh my God, I've got like 4 rides left. What the hell? What if I don't make it? So then it started, I got 1, and it was like 3, and then 2, and then I had 1 left, and it said I had less than 30 minutes remaining. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. I stayed out all this time extra. I'm not even going to make it. But luckily I did, and it was a short little trip. Finished that out, shot home. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my links below if you're looking to drive for Uber or Lyft. I can't honestly remember what Lyft had. Lyft has decreased their referral bonus right now because they're really oversaturated, and I can tell you that from looking at the Lyft app most nights. Anyway, guys, I am out of here. Peace out. Music City Driver. If you're out driving, be careful, be safe, drive safe, and I'll catch you guys next time.